Hello viewers, it's Cincy Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you a new podcast on my seventh called the Boruto Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I try to do my best not to be too hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will have some adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will have some adult language. If you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, that means you get to watch this audio podcast recording. So anyway, with this and everything else away, let's get into Boruto. So basically, it starts off when we see Code seeing an image of a Jigen, telling him that he failed to transfer transfer into Kawaki's body. So basically, that you Code, even though your code, even though that your mark is, even though I tried to transfer, gave you a mark is a defect, but still you can still carry on the Osuki clan legacy and whatnot. So basically, Cole was like, he was kind of shocked at this that Jigen failed, transferring himself into Crockett's body since he chose Crockett as his, since Crockett was going to be his special and whatnot. But in his final hour, Boruto and the others managed to stop him from doing so. So basically, so the message image of Jigen was telling him that even though your karma mark is different, is a defect, but there's some great power to that mark, some unlimited powers. You can be on the same level as the Osuki level, but it's up to you to fully unlock that power. So basically, after the image of Jigen disappeared, Code think he know. So basically, Code started to come out with a plan to probably come up with a plan to get even with the even who get even with Boruto and the others that took down Jigen and whatnot. So anyway, meanwhile, outside the village, we see Sai and Shikamaru looking at a weird X black and these weird black lines, these six black lines that cross together, and basically Kawaki was summoned. It's and they was what the hell is this? What you make of this? Or and he said, oh, I recognize that symbol. I recognize this symbol. These symbols is code symbol. It's, his claw marks. So basically, somewhere outside the village. So basically, Cole must have put left his calling card there for warning that he's coming to seek revenge on Kawaki and the ones who took down Jigen. So basically they went to tell Boruto. So basically they went to go tell Naruto about this and whatnot. Meanwhile, we see Code somewhere in the code walking to this, this facility somewhere in a cold mountain that was being guarded by these guards outside. So basically, turns out that Boro has a secret facility that Code wants something from it. So basically, the guards, Code said, oh, I'm a colleague of Boro, so basically I came here to get something from this facility. So basically, the gods say that no, nobody should, no, until we get to the orders from Ball, we can't let you in. So you're trespassing. So basically, like oh yeah, Code didn't mention that Ball is dead. So basically, he doubted if he would have told the gods that Ball is dead, they still wouldn't let him in. So basically, the guards these guards are part cyborg had gun arms and whatnot started to shoot at Cole. So basically, Cole took him down using his ability, using this strange ability. So basically, his hands become claws, and basically every time, and these black claw marks shows up. These black claw mark patterns shows up. It's every time that code scratches up and these black claw mark shows up, and basically he can use these black claw mark patterns to phase in and out of anything or anyone and shit like that. So basically, he took down the guards. A bigger guard showed up and basically, went bang on him. Basically, took a silver and basically turned himself to the monster into this a bigger buffer guy, and basically Code basically one shot him, but the body but the buff guard once again took more of this buff silver and turned into a buff ass monster, and basically Cold using his unique ability pretty much killed and whatnot, and kicked out the guards and went inside the facility and say, looking for what he needs to take care of this, to seek revenge on the ones who took down Jigen. So meanwhile, we see Boruto on top of Kage Mountain, about taking his medicine and whatnot, and basically, Kawaki was telling him that, oh yeah, well, that's good to see you taking your medicine. We don't want Momoshiki taking over your body even further. So basically, so basically, so basically, so basically, Clarky was saying that Cole lets his Cole lets his calling card that he will be coming for us soon. So basically, Code is no unlike Jigen. Code could be a bigger threat than Jigen is, and basically, Kawaki was telling him that Code, even though Jigen's attempt to give Code his karma mark failed, but his white karma mark, but he still managed to divide the procedure every time that Jigen tries to give a vessel his karma mark, they're always ended up dying. But set the Code is unusual. He has a unique power. He's not gonna be a pushover. So basically, as he moves his limiter, he's gonna be even worse than that. So basically, Boruto. So basically, Naruto was talking to Sai and Shikamaru. So with Shikamaru about this. So about this, that we need to get Sasuke back here now, cause it's best for us to stick together for now. It's cold does come, we might have a better chance if all of us are together. So basically, it was just pretty much most likely he is gonna come here to seek revenge on me, Boruto, Karaki, and Sasuke. So basically, they sent word about Sasuke. Sent word about Sasuke, who's been looking for Code to return to the village, cause things might go. If Code does show up, it's gonna be some. It's gonna be mayhem. So basically, they're gonna need all the heavy hitters they can get right now. So anyway, So anyway, meanwhile, back at the vicinity, we see Cole talking to one of Boro's lackeys, and and basically Cole said that, oh yeah, like named Bug. So basically, Bug was like, oh Cole, what's good, Cole? It's well, and Cole was like, well. Bo's dead, and I came for the cyborg that is hide there. And Bug was trying to play dumb, like I don't know what side of it did you mean. So basically, turns out that Jigen. So basically, there are some cyborgs that Ottawa made for Jigen that Jigen thought they was too powerful, and basically he had them disposed, but basically had Borg to take care of those dangerous cyborgs that Otto made and whatnot. So basically, it started at Borg's winter at his cold mountain facility. So basically, basically Otto was talking to Shikamaru about there are some jigging. I didn't make more cyborgs, but I didn't make more powerful cyborgs for Jigen, but Jigen didn't really trust these other this cyborg, and he had them disposed. So basically, Arrow didn't know how Jigen had these other cyborgs, exposed and whatnot. So basically, so basically, it turns out this cyborg he's looking for there, its name is her name. Turns out her name is Egan. So basically, at the bug had at the bug had no choice, to do what Code said, and basically, show them where eating is at, store in her storage pod. So basically, Bug was trying to kind of convince that Eden is not Eden is a danger. She is very dangerous. Jigen was right to have her basically stored here and whatnot. So basically, was trying to stall and try to convince Cole not to unleash her. So basically, Cole was like, what, screw this. He opened up the pod, and Ida, was free from her stasis pod and started to walk away from Cole. Cole used his ability to put a claw next to her throat, and basically hey, I understand what Jigen did to you. So basically, I have a proposition to you. You can hear me out. I have a proposition for you. So anyway, meanwhile, back at the village, Clarky was talking about that, there is even though it could be a way for you to get rid of that mark if you transfer it to someone else. So basically, Kawaki suggested maybe if you transfer that transfer Momoshiki's mark to someone else, it's mostly maybe you can you can be free of Momoshiki, but Boruto was not gonna do that. So basically, all right then, Kawaki figured that much, but still, code is code. It's Cole moves his limiters or get more or find other cyborgs like him somewhere, it's gonna be a problem. So basically, Boruto said that Karaki, we're going to train our asses off, we're gonna do some serious training until Cole shows up, until Cole shows up with his forces. So basically, we're gonna do some serious training, and basically that's how the episode ended off with Boruto saying that telling to Crocky, we're gonna do some serious trading, and Cole talking to Eden about his proposition, and Eden was like, all right, then I'll hear you out. And basically, that's how the episode ended on that note. So anyway, some shit is about to go down. So really, I can't wait to see Eden in action. So anyway, that's all. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, everybody. Anyway, one.